Hey there, this is Angel for Apex Gaming with a new video for the Side Order DLC for Splatoon 3. Just when I thought when I was done with the Splatoon 3, some of the members of the Splatoon community pointed out that there was one final achievement in the DLC where you could get a badge by finishing the game with 4 or less hacks from Marina. And me being me, I accepted the challenge, and after some tweaking here and there, I came up with a good strategy for potato gamers like me to achieve this. If I, a 36-year-old boomer gamer, can do this, I'm pretty sure that you can do it. Choosing 4 hacks or less involved a lot of trial and error, but in the end, what worked best for me was to only use hacks for extra lives. The reasoning behind this was very simple. By this point, after having cleared the towers so many times, I'd become familiarized with basically all levels and modifiers. So my muscle memory was way better than when I tried clearing this for the first time. I knew the enemy attack patterns, how to counter them, and what to expect from each boss fight. AKA, I got good. So I just needed to be careful. As I'm no pro player, I needed some insurance, and that's why I used hacks to have 3 lives max. Why only 3 lives? Well, that's the other key for my strategy. By using only 3 lives, I was left with 24 hacks available for me. In all of the runs that I've completed, I only filled the palette with 36 chips once. The rest of the times was an average of 30 chips, but that was with the double chip hack. So, if that hack was going to be turned off as well, I would most likely get only 1 chip per floor for a total of 30 chips. But let's exclude at least 3 of them for each boss fight, that's 27, and since I'll be skipping every now and then some floors, 24 seemed just right. When I tried with less hacks, I always felt that I needed a little bit more power or advantages. That's what makes 24 the sweet spot of colored chips, leaving me with those 3 lives to make some mistakes, but trusting myself enough to move along. As for the chip selection, there's a lot of randomness here, a lot of RNG, but my main philosophy was to complement the strengths of each palette. For the power chips, I got ink damage, main firing speed, main damage distance, and close, and poison ink. How much damage is enough damage? My measure here was to comfortably destroy an enemy spawning orb without refilling your tank. And I do want to point out that if you decide to choose a main firing speed chip, you need to back it up somehow with an ink refill chip, no matter which one it is, because you'll run out of ink constantly if you do. Now let's move on with the lucky chips, because let me tell you, and I'll die on this hill no matter what anyone says in the comments, lucky chips are the best chips in the game. I had only 1 chip for armor, canned special, drone battery, and lucky bombs, and that was more than enough, even with a basic lucky chain of 10 that I could never improve because the chip that increased max lucky chain never appeared. I was being fed items left and right, especially in the higher difficulty levels, and these made things a lot easier. You'll probably wonder why I spent 3 chips on the disc piece drop, and that's very simple. Since I'm not using any hacks on Pearl, it's basically a 1-tool drone, which I use for splat bombs, and even when I miss the other specials, bombs and items, putting these many chips on the disc piece drops makes up for a very powerful special, making things easier even in the final boss fight. For real, one of the best chip investments in the game. Besides the main range and turf lucky chain chips, the other 2 range chips are easily replaceable with whatever you like. More range equals more damage when paired with the main damage distance chips, and turf lucky chain helps to keep the lucky chain alive. Simple as that. Support chips include ink recovery rate and sticky ink, no explanation needed for both, as well as the drone splat bomb that I mentioned earlier. It took me around 5 to 6 tries to come up with this approach for the 4 hack attempt, and believe me, I made it on my first try after I decided for this strategy. The first 15 levels were the ones where I had to pay special attention to not mess up, and I did. But from floor 16 ahead, the chip selection was finally kicking in and the rest of the run was a breeze. Just remember to purchase new lives whenever you need them in the vending machine, and skip any floors that you're not comfortable with or confident enough to tackle. I know there's a lot of RNG to this, but I really hope this helps you get the special low hacks badge. Thank you very much again for watching, and I'll see you someday soon in Splatoon 4.